So, Mr. Kyrie Irving, guard on the Dallas Mavericks, as for now, has, I don't think it's tampered, but actively recruited his old teammate from Cleveland, LeBron James, to come play with him in Dallas. I, for one, already called this already as a bunch of malarkey. I'm not even going to go to the rest of the details of what it takes to get LeBron there. I already know Mark Cuban he's not trading away Luka Doncic to get LeBron. That ain't happening. You're not trading with your youth. That's not happening. Sorry. That won't be happening. And let's just say, play hypothetical, they are able to get LeBron and Luka and Kyrie. It will never work. No team chemistry. All three have to have the ball in their hand. We know LeBron, he needs to play off ball, but we all know that would never happen. We've seen that this year already. Somebody's gonna be the one odd man out. Most likely in this situation, it'll probably be Luka Doncic. That's the odd man out. The media will probably blame Luka. Already, it's easy already, especially when you're foreign. Skip will have his field day probably by himself, sitting there talking about Luka. We don't know much he don't like Luka, but he also find a way to blame. Does he got beef with Kyrie? But anyways, that's some weird beef with Kyrie. Same thing with Stephen A. Smith. LeBron's never wrong, even though LeBron's an Asian balding fool that needs to go sit down somewhere and just go retire anyway. He can't play defense no more. He looked tired out there. He's old. It's time to give it up. This team will be arguing the whole entire time. This team will be the whole bunch of drama to take away from everybody else. Other teams are actually doing well, because we all know this team, it ain't going to do well, because none of these three players really known for defense anymore, or never was. So they'll be bebot and scatting everywhere in the West. On the lower seeds, a 7, 8, or play-in. Dallas Mavericks fans will be freaking frustrated. Mark Cuban had to play crowd control. It'll just be a mess. Oh yeah, I forgot. Jason Kidd would be partly to blame. I don't think Jason Kidd's gonna get along with LeBron. LeBron still got probably a small grudge against Jason Kidd for beating him out in 2011. It just would never work. It's just not. You can't have three ball dominant people. They got no bench already as it is already, because they got rid of half of their bench with Finney Smith and I don't think he started. I think he actually started, but Spencer Dinwiddie. They sent them to Brooklyn. So what they gonna get? What they gonna do with that team? It's just a spectacle at this point. Like I said, Mavericks fans will lose out the most out of all of this. No, it ain't happening. Don't want to see it happen. It don't need to happen. Maybe this is some ploy for Kyrie to get out of Dallas and go to LA, whatever. At this point, Kyrie can go to Dallas. Not go to Dallas. Leave Dallas. Go to LA. Go be a scapegoat for LeBron once again when the team fails. And another thing, why would you even want to go back to LeBron? He wanted to get rid of you after the 2016 season, 17 season, whatever season that was. You got out of there because of that. Went to went to Boston to become your own man, which did not work. This man basically rode you under the bus during that whole shared tweet thing back in November of last year. So why in the hell would you even want to be around somebody like that? A backstabber. A narcissist. Why? These kids don't think these days, but this will never happen. I hope to never see it happen. It never does happen. It ain't gonna work. I guess it would make for good ratings, ESPN. but it'll be all the same as it was on the Lakers. So, anyways, moving on.